We need to remember history because the events that unfold over the next several years may not be what actually is reported and shows up in the history books. And let me make an example. In the Fort Knox story that I told you, John F. Kennedy was ultimately killed, and it could have been simply because he wanted to audit the Federal Reserve. So he died on November 22nd of 1963, and the report was that he died at the hands of a lone, crazed assassin with a single bullet. That went into the Warren Report that was later on signed by Gerald Ford, a future president. Now, the forensics show several things that we can look at today, including the multiple rounds that were actually fired on that day, the fact that John Connally was killed in the same firing that JFK was hit. Now, are we going to believe that it was the same bullet that hit both men? No. But the report says that that is what happened, and that is our history. It's been over 50 years, almost 60 years since that event took place. And what is read in history right now is that Kennedy died with a single bullet by a lone assassin. Not true. Now let's take a look at 9/11. On 9/11 of 2001, we had the Twin Towers come down, we had the Pentagon attacked, and we had another plane that went down in Shanksville, Pennsylvania. And it was reported that it was simply a bunch of ragtag Arab people manufactured this great plan that took down the towers, and it was going to help them in their quest for improving their culture. But yet, Building 7 on that day also went down, and it was not reported. It was not reported that the airplane that ostensibly crashed into the Pentagon hit the area of the Pentagon where all financial records were kept. That was not reported either. Turns out that the 9/11 report came out in short order, shortly after the event, and there was less money spent on the 9/11 report than there was on the Lewinsky-Clinton affair or the recently concluded Trump collusion investigation. So why do you suppose that there wasn't that much money that was spent on 9/11? While you're thinking about that, let's bring up 9/11 itself. 9/11 is 33 times 3. 1122, if you add them together, comes up with 33. We have the dates of 3/11/01, of 3/11/04, 3/11/11, and 3/11/20, which were the Madrid bombing 911 days after 9/11, the Fukushima earthquake, which may not have been an earthquake, and the announcement of the pandemic by the World Health Organization. All of those numbers contain a 33. What will be the next date? This is not being reported on. We'll leave you with this thought. Remember the history as it unfolds, because chances are that shortly behind our times, there will be scholars that cover up what really happened.